So again, I created that first loop, I put in the crochet, and again, what I'm going to be doing is looking at the long piece that goes to the ball of yarn, and I'm going to grab that and pull it through. Now there is a bit of a twisting motion as you're grabbing it, so I'm going to grab it, twist, and then pull it through. Grab it, twist, and pull it through. So I've done 3 here. I'm going to do 10 for the first one. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn it around and now do our first crochet. So if we count here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 chains in our first our chain stitch. And what we're going to do now is take this hook and put it into number 9. So not number 10, which is right there, but we're going to go move one back and go to number 9 and slide it in between so that we have 2 loops that are through where the crochet hook is through two loops here. And this is what is called the single crochet. So I'm going to grab this and do the same thing that we've done before. We're going to grab the yarn, twist it a little, and pull it through. But we're only going to pull it through the first loop. And then we're going to stick the crochet hook out again, grab it, and pull it through both loops. That is what's called the single crochet. We're going to go to the next chain, which is over here now. So we went through this chain here. We're going to go to the next chain here and again enter in. Now we have 2 loops on the crochet hook. We're going to grab it and we're going to start pulling it out through once and then go back in, grab it, and pull it out twice, or through two hoops. As we continue down the line, you'll notice that we'll do 9 of these all the way back to where we started. So again, we put it through the hoop, grab it, and then grab both. Put it through the hoop, grab it, and then we grab both. From a mathematical standpoint, what we've done is we've actually created a function that has a variable and it has a routine. And this can also be related to computer science. Now on our last loop, we're going to go through, grab it, and then pull it through. And we could just go again, turn it around, and go back to the second one. However, that's going to reduce the number of single crochets we're going to go back on. So at the very end, we need to do a single chain stitch at the end, just so that we can, instead of going to the number 10 slot, go to the number 9 slot. And this time we go through 2 of these. So if we take a look, we see a chain or a crochet that has a loop in itself. So instead of going through 1 of them, we're going to go through 2 of them because there's actually a nice little hole right here that we can put the crochet hook through. And we're going to do what looks like it has 3 loops over the crochet. This actual crochet here is like a chain, and we're going to pull that through the first one and then grab that and go through the second one. So now we've done a single crochet heading backwards. Again, we're going to take a look at this. We see that V shape here, and we're going to go through the hole that's under it. Practicing the tautness of the crochet will allow you to easily put, and being consistent with the tautness will allow you to easily put the crochet hook through that location. And after practice, it gets really simple to the point where you can even feel where that hole is and just have it slide right through. So again, we take a look. We've created a single crochet through this hole, another one, the second one through this hole. The next hole is right here, and we're going to go back and continue through that process. So here, what we're going to do, and we'll just speed up the video at this point, is we're going to just crochet all the way back. So we're going to do 9 of these single crochets all the way back.
7, 8.
And then 9. And the very same thing that we did last time around, we created that extra chain stitch at the end so that we can turn it around and go back not to the first chain but to the second chain and enter in there. So essentially what we've done is we've created a 10 stitch crochet that we're going to go back and forth on, and we're actually going to go back and forth 10 times and create a square. So here we are going again, and we're following the same pattern. Again, another iteration of this loop, in a sense. This loop that we're going to continue on for 10 times. Now, the thing to consider here is we're doing a 10 by 10 square. Now, the 10 by 10 square, being an even number, will have the tail end here and the end piece at the same side of the square. If we're doing an odd number, we're going to have the tail end at one corner and the other end at the other corner, but we'll show you what that looks like in another video. So again, here we are. We're at 5 now. This is our 6th row, and we just have 4 more to go. And we'll have a full 10 by 10.
Again, at the end, we always do the extra chain stitch and then move back.
Sometimes at the very last location, that last hole, sometimes it's a little tight, so you do need to manipulate the yarn a little in order for the hook to get through. But again, as you become more consistent with the crochet itself and the tautness of it, it will change your ability to find where that hole is. So if we take a look at this portion now, we see that the tail end of the square is on one side, and we have the yarn end at that same side. And if we actually counted this, we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 columns here right now. It's not a square yet, as we can tell by flipping this over, there's still some space left. So again, we're going to go back and forth one more time. So this is 9. What you'll also have to tell students is that they need to take breaks, especially at the very beginning. You will find that your muscles on your thumb and your palm are muscles that you don't normally use repetitively in this fashion, and they do get tired very quickly. So in the beginning, you really want to encourage the students to make sure that they don't get stuck with this and hurt themselves. It is a repetitive stress injury, and they need to take frequent breaks. So here we are on our 10th column, or 10th row, depending upon which way we're looking at this. But we're going to get to our last single crochet, and we now have what looks like a square. If we folded it, we would see that it is a square. The corners meet up, and we see that the tail, where we started off with and where the yarn is going to, is at the same side here. So again, with even number squares, we will see that the tail and where we end off is at the same side. When we do odd number squares, we're going to see the tail at one side and the yarn at this portion, because again, when we're going up and down, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if we're doing odd numbers, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and end off over there. So that's what we have with our first one. One of the things I normally do with the students is showcase how we can turn this into what's called a creeper head in Minecraft. What we'll need is 6 of these squares and be able to stitch them together. So the easiest way to do it is to actually make 6 of these squares and stitch them together. The more advanced way would be to actually turn the crochet and actually create the next square piece over here and have it crafted in 3 dimensions. And what I'll do is we'll put a picture of what pattern you'll need to do in order to create those squares.